Oh, oh God, I'm so hungover. I'm so hungover. What? Don't look at me like that. Listen, I had a rough last few days, okay? I had my life threatened by an octopus. Did you? Did you? I didn't think so. Hi, I'm Gruffus. Welcome to Puppet Tabletop. And today we're going to be taking a look at After Us. Okay, but no, seriously, could somebody get me like a coconut water or something? I'm dying over here. It's been decades since the extinction of humanity. The once glorious cities of man have begun to crumble and fall into ruin. Tribes of primates have begun forming and making their way into these ruins. As these cities return to nature, Earth returns to monkey. In After Us, 1 to 6 players will take on the hefty responsibility of leading one of these tribes of monkey. Okay, well, not really monkeys. Most of your tribe is going to be made up of apes, but I just like to say monkey like that. Monkey. Anyway, as leader of your tribe, you'll be trying to collectively advance your tribe to become the most prosperous and intelligent of the ape tribes. Or something like that. To be honest, I've played through this game a few times, and I've never really understood what's happening thematically. At the beginning of the game, each player will be starting with a deck filled with 8 tamarins. No, wrong one. Tamarins, like the monkey. Yeah, there we go, that's the right one. Your deck is full of these little guys, and while they're weak, they will get the ball rolling on your monkey recruitment machine. Also, before I get into the rules, I want to point out that there's no turn order in this game. Everybody will be acting simultaneously. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and get into it. Every turn, you'll be drawing 4 cards from your deck and lining them up in any order that you wish. Once you've lined up your cards, you'll be starting from the top row and going left to right, activating all of the completed frames that you see. Completed frames do a number of different things when activated. They can generate you some of the game's 4 resources: fruit, flowers, grains, and batteries. Because we all know how much monkeys love batteries, I guess. They can let you spend resources to get victory points. They can let you reactivate previous frames, and they can help you generate rage. What is rage, you ask? Well, rage is that feeling that wells up inside of you when you stub your toe and drop the plate of beans and cornbread that you spent the last 40 minutes cooking all over the brand new rug, and now you've got to clean up the cornbread, which is absolutely shattered to crumbs, so it's way harder than it needs to be. But you've also got to scrape up the beans and try not to stain the rug at the same time, all while fending off your 2 chihuahuas that are trying to get to it before you can clean it up. But, rage is also it's another resource in the game as well. Instead of being an actual token though, you keep track of your tribe's rage on the rage tracker on your player board. At any point in the game, you can spend 4 rage to scare one of the ape cards out of your tribe by removing it from your deck and gaining the benefit listed next to the rage icon on the card. I just want to hit pause real quick because I'm saying that the rage scares the card out of your deck. There's actually nothing in the rulebook that says that that's what's happening thematically. As a matter of fact, it doesn't say at all what's happening when you use your rage. So as far as I know, these monkeys be dying. But for my own sanity, I'm gonna say that narratively what's happening is instead they're just getting scared and running away. Yeah, that's much nicer. Spending rage to scare cards out of your tribe deck helps ensure that you're cycling through the more useful cards at a quicker rate. So you've got a bunch of resources, you've activated all your frames, and you've also made yourself a little bit angrier. What next? Well, next, you choose what type of ape you want to recruit for your tribe. And there are 4 different apes to choose from. There's mandrills, which specialize in generating victory points. There's orangutans, which specialize in giving you batteries for some reason. I don't know what's up with the batteries. There's gorillas, which specialize in generating rage. And there's chimpanzees, which potentially let you reactivate previous frames during your turn. Each player will also have 4 chips, one representing each of the different apes that they can recruit. Simultaneously, all players will secretly select 1 chip representing the ape that they wish to recruit on their turn. Once everyone has selected a chip, the players will reveal their selections and immediately take the bonus action listed on the top of the chip. After everyone's taken their bonus action, anybody can spend 2 matching resources of any type to also do the bonus action listed on another player's chip. Then each player will spend either 3 or 6 resources of the type that they wish to recruit. 3 resources will get you a somewhat decent level 1 ape, while 6 resources will get you an even stronger level 2 ape. If you've recruited an ape, you then grab the top card of that ape's pile, look at it, and then place it on top of your deck. So now that we've gone through all that, what's the point of these little batteries here? Well, at the beginning of every game, you'll randomly be selecting 3 pieces of technology that the players can spend their batteries on. These items will provide immediate benefits when you spend batteries to activate them, and each technology has their own restrictions on when they can be activated. But really, that's it. Once you've taken all of these actions and finished spending any batteries and rage you want to spend, you discard your cards, draw 4 new ones, and the game continues. Once one tribe had successfully accumulated 80 or more victory points, every player will finish the current phase of the game, and whoever has the most victory points at the end of that phase is the winner. So, what did I like about After Us? Well, this game actually had a couple things that really stood out to me. I usually tend to start my lists of what I liked and what I didn't like with technical aspects, saving the art and aesthetic stuff kinda towards the end. But in some cases, the art is just too good to wait. The artist does all of his work in traditional medium, and it really shows. All of the components in the game are dripping with so much detail and vibrant color. It's like a feast for the eyes. Plus, the ape illustrations are incredible. This is one of those games that if you break it out at your board game cafe or some kind of public setting, people are definitely gonna stop to take a look. And it gets even better. 'Cause you know what? That's right, Puppet Tabletoppers. We're having our dessert first. We're talking about the box insert early in the review. Oh! But what exactly goes into making the perfect box insert? According to Isaac Newton's 3 laws of boxonometry, the criteria for the perfect box insert are as follows. It fits all of the components without resulting in box lift. It has a reasonable solution for dividing the components. And it has just the right amount of free space remaining in the box. Not too much, not too little. But wait. What's that? Did you see that? Let's get those components out of there. Enhance. Dear God, I believe we've just stumbled across the 4th criteria for the perfect box insert. There's art on the frickin' box insert. Seriously, what a completely unnecessary and amazing thing for them to do. You're getting blasted with beautiful art the moment you open the box. It makes setup and teardown so much more pleasant. I swear, there's gotta be a title for the people that design these box inserts, and they deserve some credit. If anybody happens to know what the job title for the person that, designs the box insert is, please tell me. Put it in the comments because this is driving me insane. I've been trying to Google it forever, and every time I just get a bunch of results for third-party box inserts. I'm trying to give credit to the unsung heroes of the board game industry here, the people that design the box inserts. Just know that at Puppet Tabletop, you're seen and appreciated. Anyway, that's my box tangent. I've gone way off track here. So, what else did I like about After Us? I really enjoyed the frame connecting mechanic in this game. It's a pretty simple mechanic, but in theory, I can see this mechanic being used to create all kinds of different decision spaces in a game. It's a really satisfying puzzle to try and figure out where each of these cards goes and which one is going to give you the maximized efficiency that you need for your turn. And if this mechanic exists out there, I've yet to encounter it in any games that I've played. Another great thing about this game is that while it feels like a medium weight game, it's remarkably easy to teach and table. Normally when I do my rules explanation portion of the video, I try to give a reasonably detailed overview of how the mechanics work so that you guys can understand the gameplay loop. But often, I'll leave out smaller rules and edge cases that aren't crucial to understanding the core gameplay loop. Not here. Pretty much everything I told you is the entirety of the game. It's that easy. It's a very digestible game that's easy to play with experienced gamers and novice gamers alike. So, what did I not like? Well, unfortunately, there's a few things I didn't care for with this game. While the game is very simple to table and teach, as I said, its simplicity also removes a lot of your control over the flow of the game. What I mean by that is, you have decisions to make in this game, but those decisions don't really feel like decisions sometimes. A lot of the game, when you're presented with a decision, it's pretty obvious what the best choice is. When you're laying those 4 cards in front of you, it's usually pretty obvious which ones need to go next to which ones. Also, when you decide which type of ape you want to recruit, there's usually a clear one that you should be going for based on the resources that you have. And when you recruit apes, because you're recruiting them without looking at them first, you don't really have a lot of control over what's being added to your deck. And in my opinion, that's one of the strangest things about this game. When you're playing it, you don't immediately get the impression that you're being railroaded because technically you're not. I mean, you do have choices to make, but also the answer to all those choices is usually pretty obvious. So maybe we're being railroaded? I don't know. I mean, I still enjoyed the game and following the path that it led me down, but afterwards my wife and I just kind of looked at each other and went, yeah, that was interesting. And then we immediately moved on to a different game. Subsequent playthroughs didn't really alleviate that feeling either. If anything, it highlighted how much of the game was being carried by the art and the table presence of it. But unfortunately, shifting focus to the art in this game doesn't actually help the experience much. Because while the game is stunning to look at, the more you focus on it, the more you realize that there's a bit of a disconnect here between the theme and the mechanics. Why are you collecting flowers, fruit, and grain as resources? I mean, probably for food, but if that's the case, then why is one of the resources batteries? Also, all of the artwork implies that this is taking place in the ruins of Paris, but yet all of the primates are ones that are native to the South American and African continents. Maybe they escaped from a zoo? I could ramble on for a while, but suffice to say, it just seems like the theme is a little bit of an afterthought here, which is a bummer because there are some uniquely interesting mechanics at play here, and the art is absolutely fantastic. As a whole, I just feel like it's lacking something. That je ne sais quoi. Oh, I'm really trying, guys. Oh, I'm really trying. My head is pounding right now. Can I get that coconut water, please? Alright, so now for the solo review. Please welcome our resident solo reviewer, Mortimer.
Gruffus, are you doing okay, man?
Not so loud, Mortimer, please. Just, how's the solo mode?
The solo mode in After Us is actually surprisingly decent. You're playing against an automated opponent that you're also racing to the 80-point marker just like in the multiplayer game. The primary difference, though, is that the automated opponent is generating resources and recruiting apes into their deck in a more arbitrary manner than a player would. The interesting part about the solo mode, though, is that it feels more like a head-to-head struggle than the standard multiplayer mode. In the multiplayer mode, there's practically no player interaction. But in the solo mode, every time you gain a resource, you take that resource from the automated opponent's resource pool. And taking resources from the automated opponent is a crucial part of the gameplay in the solo mode. If you let the automated opponent accumulate too many resources, it starts snowballing into a point-scoring machine, and before you know it, you've lost the game. And this adds a layer of tension that really just doesn't exist in the multiplayer game. It's exclusive to the solo mode. Additionally, this gives you some interesting decisions to make, because now you have to decide between taking resources from the automated opponent to hamper him, or rushing and trying to make your deck as good as you possibly can. This added tension and extra depth to the decision making really actually makes the solo mode, well, pretty good. I'm shocked to say it, but I honestly think I'm gonna come back and play the solo mode more often in this game.
Gruffus, that's usually where you cut me off. I don't know what to say.
Thank you, Mortimer. So yeah, After Us. Kind of a mixed bag for me. I love the way it looks, and it does have some pretty interesting mechanics going for it. But overall, it just didn't feel as cohesive as I would have liked. As Mortimer mentioned though, the solo mode is actually a pretty good time. As a result, it will be staying in my collection, but if I didn't already own it, and if it wasn't for the solo mode being so good, I don't think it would be sticking around. Well, that's gonna do it for this one. As always, thanks for watching, and remember to shop at your local board game store if you can. Please. Please, I'm begging you. I did it all. I just need a coconut water.